Hey everyone, Lauren from A Girl and Her Wool here. Today, for me, it's Sunday, May 17th-ish, but this will probably be posted on Tuesday. And today I'm going to be doing a little dye with me type video. I am going to be sponsoring the Splash Pad Party, which is part of Down Cellar Studio podcast, or Boston Jen, her podcast, her summer knit along, which is the Splash Pad Party. And as a Pro Shop sponsor, you get extra points for using my yarn, but you also get extra points if you use my exclusive colorway. So that's what I'm going to be dyeing today. I've done some prototypes already, so I have most of what I'm going to be doing figured out. I'm going to be doing one main colorway, and then I'm also going to be doing a mini skein set. Mini skeins have been pretty popular recently, so I wanted to make sure I did a version of that for this colorway as well. So I'm going to be doing 5 skeins for that, and it won't be a gradient, it's just going to be a mini skein set, and then we'll do the regular colorway. So I'll probably talk a little bit, but then also probably do some time lapses or just kind of some music playing while I dye. And I thought it would be fun to kind of show the development of this colorway, and if any of you do follow along with that knit along and end up knitting that colorway, I thought it might be fun to see it kind of become what it is. So the water's heated up. Actually, the yarn is already in a couple of the pots here, and let's get started. So in terms of what we're going for here, because this is a summer, kind of pool party theme, I'm definitely going for the summer beach vibes. So there'll be some blues and kind of some sandy yellow-ish colors, as well as I think there'll be some purples in there, and then kind of like orangey pink colors. So yeah, like a coral color. So yeah, that'll be kind of the general theme, and the way it'll work is a lot of the minis will be very different from each other, and then the main colorway will kind of encompass the feeling from all of the mini skeins. So yeah, now let's get started. So we have the first 2 mini skeins here. Again, I did some prototypes of these, so for these 2 I actually had a recipe written out already, so I was able to just kind of dye them. So the first one here, you get a lot of like a pink coral base, and the speckles are setting on here, so if you want to see, you kind of can speckle on, and then you can see if they're ready, if they kind of like, you can see those are kind of staying as speckles, even though they're not really blending in there too much, maybe a little bit on this side, but those speckles are almost set. So it's like a pink base, and then I just added some other bright colors, so there's a lot of blue in here, and then the speckles of, again, that coral color, and some purple. And then this one was more of a purple and that kind of yellow orange base with speckles of that coral, so it'll tie in. And then at the very end, I actually added some orange speckles to it. That wasn't part of my original recipe, but I thought it would do a really good job of just adding like one more dimension to to the coral. So when you're knitting, you'll see some coral, but it'll blend in kind of nice with those orange speckles too. Instead of just having one even layer of speckles, you kind of get a little bit of dimension there. So those are the first two colors in the mini skein set. Again, they're in the same family, they go well together, but not the same colors. A lot more blue in here and more, or purple in here and blue in that one. The next one's going to be predominantly blue, and then you'll kind of see the rest after that. Okay, so we have colors 3 and 4 out of 5 here. So this one in the back is more of a tonal blue. It's got some brighter and darker blues in there. It has some of the deeper purple and bright coral. So this one is less, kind of less variegated, but it'll knit up kind of with that tonal blue look. So it'll go from dark to light blue with some white, and then you'll get bits of the purple and the coral in there. This one is a more saturated version, so it has a pink and purple base layer, and then it has the speckles of, again, the coral, the orange. I did the orange coral layering again, and some blue in there too. So if you compare this, and I'll show them all next to each other at the end, it has a lot of similar themes to the first two colors I did, but it is a more saturated color, and again, that's definitely a more saturated blue. So we're going to do one more mini skein, and then we will head on to the main colorway. So for this one, I did more of like that sunset type base. So there was different yellows and oranges and peach coral type colors that went into the base, and then you can see I just speckled a little bit along the top of blue and purple. It might look like a lot right now, but it's in kind of a tall pile, so if I were, the speckles aren't set yet, so I don't want to move them around yet. But when I lift it up, not much of this skein will end up being speckled. It'll be a lot of that variegated base, which will be neat next to the other ones that are a lot more speckled. But you will get bits of the purple and blue in there just to tie it in with the other minis. So again, I'm going to let this one sit for a little bit to let those, I don't really want the speckles to bleed, so I want that to really set before I move it out of the pan. But we are going to move on to the main color, and again, I'm just going to use some of these same colors and just kind of get that overall theme into one single colorway. Hey everyone, so I'm going to do the main colorway now, so I'm probably going to talk a little bit through this. I know you can't see over the edges of the pan too well to see in there, but hopefully you get a decent view here. So really what I'm going to be doing here is starting with a variegated base, and then depending on what it comes out like, I might speckle it, I might just leave it as more variegated, and I'm going to just use the same colors that I've been using throughout those minis. Something to keep in mind when you're doing kind of these variegated skeins is that dark colors are hard to cover up. So I typically start with lighter and go from light to dark, and we'll see what it looks like. I have two skeins in there right now. I have one on my regular sock base, which is my superwash merino nylon blend, and then one on my new BFL sock base, which is a superwash merino nylon high twist base. So let's kind of get into this. So again, I'm starting with the lightest ones first because we can always cover some of that up, but we won't be able to let it show through the darker colors. So we want to make sure we get some of that in there. So I'm kind of using that yellowish orange blend that I was using throughout the other skeins, and the yarn is just kind of piled in there randomly, which will help with the variegated look. And then we'll just blend it all in there, and then I just kind of keep repiling it as my way to show the different layers. Show it to you so you can kind of see. It's way lighter on camera than it is in person, but that's okay. It's a good base layer, a light base layer. I'll probably be adding more of each of those colors just to get them a little bit more saturated, but you can see kind of the yellows and oranges and pinks just kind of all throughout the skein. So yeah, I mean, you can see the general theme, kind of the brighter pinks and oranges and yellows in there. And I'm just going to do some of the pink, the purple and blue that I had throughout the skeins. Again, I'm not sure if it'll be more speckled or if I might blend those in a bit as a new layer. So let's see. Definitely want to start with the blue because I had a lot of blue in the minis, and I want to make sure we get that showing up. Again, this is a pool theme, so we definitely like the pool, oceany kind of look. So I'm going to leave some speckled and just kind of blend it in a little bit. Flip it over in a little bit and do more. So because I want the blue to stay there, I am going to cover this and let it set because I don't want it to blend in and make too many greens and things. So we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. Okay, so I kind of moved it around a little bit in the pan, bring another side up, and I'm going to put some purple on it. I'm going to do this first. And then I really want to speckle some more of the coral across. That was a big theme in the minis, and I just want to make sure there's some good speckling of that. But I am bringing some of the purple in there too, which we had. And I don't really want too much of it, but I wanted to just kind of show up every once in a while. I think that'll be it for the purple. And again, I can show this to you. So you see the purple on top now. I've repositioned the blue, but you can see a good bit of it in that corner there, and then some up in there. Let the purple sit for a minute as well. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be it. So again, I did more of the peach, and then I ended up doing a lot more blue across the top. Again, it's kind of that pool theme, so I wanted to make sure that blue was a big color in here, but you can see it's a very colorful, variegated skein. I think it's going to look great when it's done. It always ends up looking different once it's dried and skeined up. So I'll show those. Definitely check out my shop update. It would have posted yesterday. These are probably actually in the shop by now, so go check those out, and I'll put in some photos of them drying and skeined up when they're all done. So I hope you enjoyed this little dyeing vlog. Let me know. Make sure you comment below if you want to see more content like this, and I'm going to try and see if I can get more overhead shots like this while I am dyeing. So enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.